So hi guys, it has been so long and today is a special video for so many reasons. My first reason, Aubrey's here. Oh. Aubrey has gotten so big. How old are you, Patty?
3.
3? When's your birthday?
October 4.
Aww. And what are you about to have? What's mommy having?
A baby.
A baby? Is it a boy or girl?
Girl.
It's a girl. Where's the baby at?
In here.
In my belly? And what's her name?
Jojo.
What's her other name?
Zariah.
Are you excited to have a big sister?
Big.
What are you gonna do for your big sister? For your little sister?
I'm gonna take care of her today.
Today you're gonna take care of her? But she's in my belly. How are you gonna take care of her?
When she gets out, I'm gonna take care of her.
Oh, okay. When she gets out, she's gonna take care of her. But yes, like she said, having a baby. My beautiful little bump.
Welcome.
Have another piece. Thank you.
You really love the cookies?
I don't really love it. Mommy just hungry.
I love cookies. Gigi said her grandmother gave me her chocolate cookies, rain cookies, everything cookies.
Oh, her grandmother gave that to you?
For her.
Oh, to her. Oh. So, since we know the great news, I had to write this stuff down because I was like, I'm not going to remember if I don't write it down. But I think when I told Aubrey, when I first found out, like in my first trimester, she was like a little confused. So we took her to a doctor's appointment where you can listen to the baby's heart and stuff like that. And she was like, got it. Something's in your belly. It's a little sister. Got you. Oh my God, how I found out I was pregnant. So one of my friends had me download the Flow app, like so that I'm able to track my period. I'm the type of person, like as long as I get it every month, I don't really care when it comes. That's her baby alive, guys.
I just got 3 from Walmart today.
Oh, you poppin', girl.
I ordered another one with it cuts her hair, then it rolls up to half.
Oh.
Is that so cute?
It is very cute. So on my Flow app, I was looking at, clearly I didn't know how to work the Flow app. So I was assuming that the date that was showing was actually the date that they were saying that my cycle would come, which it was a Friday. So I was like, oh, my cycle's gonna come on Saturday. So I remember showing one of my friends, I was like, hey, do you ever, when your cycle's about to come on, do your nipples ever hurt? And she's like, nah, sometimes, you know, whatever. I'm like, gosh, Lord, when I tell you mine's hurt, they hurt. Like, sensitive to touch, they hurt. And she's like, yeah, I mean, here and there, you know, but, you know, it hasn't always done it. So I'm like, oh, okay. And then I was like, I just happened to bring out my phone. I'm like, yeah, I mean, at least I know I ain't pregnant because my period comes on Saturday. And she was like, Zanaya, that doesn't say Saturday. That says you're late. That's what it's telling you. You are late. And I was like, oh, that's what that meant. If you guys have the Flow app, I think it was like showing up gray. But I don't know why it kept telling me like your cycle will come on Saturday. And then she was like, well, we're not gonna get excited and we're not gonna talk about any of these things until we actually know. So she's like, well, just go take a test. So I was like, all right. So I left work, drove to CVS, and of course I couldn't wait. So I peed in the CVS bathroom. And I was like, I'm not gonna look at it until I get to work because I was like, I don't want to tell my husband like false alarm or get him excited. Because there's been months where like my cycle is late and we're actually tracking it. And he's like, oh, did your cycle come on? And then I'm like, oh no. we actually, one time we thought we were pregnant, and I was like, oh man, I hadn't gotten my cycle. And he's like, okay, you haven't gotten your cycle. I'm like, no. And he's like, okay, you're pretty late. And I'm like, I am. So I remember we bought like 4 tests and they were all saying negative. But I was like, okay, why hadn't I gotten my cycle? I ended up getting my cycle eventually. So I was like, you know, I'm not going to do like another false alarm because this will be his first child. So I was like, I don't want to be the girl that's always crying like, I might be pregnant. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait till we get to work. And then when I get to work, I'll look at it. So when I was in the parking lot, I'm like, okay. So I took a picture of it. I'll probably like insert it somewhere, but I took a picture of the test while we were in the car, while I was in the car. And I think I don't know if I sent it to anybody yet. I think I just put it in took a picture. And then I was walking in the building and I called him and I was like, hey, did you see the picture I sent you? And he's like, nah, what picture did you send me? I'm like, man, look at your phone. I sent you a picture. And he just starts screaming. I had to do another video and let him do his own reaction, but he just starts screaming. And he's like, is this serious? I'm like, yeah, it's like legit. Like, we're having a baby. This is so exciting. And then when I was first pregnant with Aubrey, the first person I told outside of Aubrey's dad was my sister. So I was like, oh, okay, my older sister. So I was like, let me call my older sister. And she's in school getting her master's. So I'm calling and calling. She's not answering. So then I was like, well, I don't want to tell my mom yet because, like, I don't even know if this is, like, I don't know. I didn't know how to feel. So I'm just like, I'm not going to tell my mom yet. I'm just going to keep it to myself. And then I was like, no, like, anybody that knows me, like, me and my mom and my sisters are really close. Like, we tell each other everything. So I was like, there's not very much. I don't think I can hold this news in for so long. And then on Fridays, my daughter Aubrey goes with my mom. So I was like, I'm going to see her later on. Like, I just have to tell her. So I call her and I was like, I'm pregnant. And she's like, oh, I know that already. And I'm like, how? She's like, I thought about that the other day. I was like, I think Nia's pregnant. So I'm like, oh, okay. And I just started crying because I was so happy. Like, I was literally lost for words on how happy I was that I was actually having a baby. Like, almost 3 and 4 years ago, 3 and 4 years later. And I've always said that, like, if I had another kid, I would do it when Aubrey was 3 or 4. So, like, I would want them to be at least 3 to 4 years apart. So I was excited. So I told, of course, my mom, my sisters, my dad, my mom, my sister, my dad, my brother-in-law, of course, my friends at work. I wasn't one of those women that, I know that there's like superstition that, like, when you first find out that you're pregnant, like, you really shouldn't tell everybody because, you know, there's like a likelihood that you could lose the baby and all of those things. But I mean, I trust in God, and I just feel like what's for me is for me. What's not for me is not for me. So I was like, I'm not gonna believe in that superstition. I'm still gonna be happy, and I'm still going to, I'm telling everybody. I just am. Plus, I'm too happy to hold news. You wanted to do an input, Patty? What you wanted to say?
And I just got this TV a while ago.
Oh, my husband mounted her TV on the wall, so she's trying to tell you that she just got this TV a while ago. And the reason I'm filming in my daughter's room is because, first of all, her lighting in here is phenomenal. Second of all, her room is the only one done because she's Princess Elizabeth, and her room's the only one done right now. But currently I am 21 weeks and maybe 4 or 5 days. I'm going up on my 22nd week. It is true that I can say there's like a lot of pregnancy myths I've heard, like when you're first time mom versus second time, third and fourth. But one thing I can say is I started feeling the baby kick at like 18 weeks. I started, and literally last week when I became 21 weeks. So what I'll do is on the app that I use the What to Expect app. I'll put it somewhere. But on the app I use, it'll say like, oh, you know how sometimes it'll say like, this week you should feel baby kicking, you should feel baby doing this or baby doing that. I can say that pretty much on point with how I've been progressing. Because the app I used when I was pregnant with Aubrey, I really don't remember it, but the app I used when I was pregnant with Aubrey, I don't really remember it being accurate when it was saying like, oh, you would feel this or you might feel this between this week and this week. But literally when it says like at 18 weeks, it said, at 18 weeks it said, oh, you know, you'll start to feel baby this week. I started feeling her. At 21 weeks, it was like, you know, you should start seeing kicks. And literally, I was looking it up. I think I was at 21 days and like 2 days, 21 weeks and 2 days. And I was like, dang, I still haven't felt her kick. And I remember I was sitting in the bed and I was like, oh my gosh, she's moving. And I tapped my husband and I'm like, baby, she's moving. My due date is October 22nd. And then Aubrey's birthday is October 4th. So when she asks us, is the baby out? I'm always like, after your birthday is when the baby's going to come out. Because she just thinks the baby should be out every single time.
I didn't never go to the beach before, guys.
And we're going to the beach. So she's just spilling it all in the background.
Yeah, and I'm really excited, though.
So right now, my pregnancy struggles are... I've heard that like you kind of stop having the tender breast after your first trimester. I don't know, you guys have to tell me. Like, I'm in 21 weeks and my breasts are still super tender. Like the touch, like even when I shower, I have to hold myself when I shower. It's ridiculous. My breasts are huge, if you cannot tell. When I was pregnant with Aubrey, I went from a B cup to a D cup.
Well, I was a baby last year.
Then now I am, and then after Aubrey, I was a C cup, and now I am a 36 double D. And before I was pregnant, I was a 34 C. So, yeah. I just told my husband, let's just cut them off. Because I have such a small frame. So them being so heavy, it like weighs on me, like it hurts my back sometimes. I've been having round ligament pain. I remember I had that for like a whole day. I randomly get like the pains here and there, but I remember I had them for like the whole day, and I had to call. I called my husband like, I feel pain. He's like, okay, call the doctor. I'm like, baby, it's not that serious. And he's like, no, it is that serious. But they just told me it's just round ligament pain. My mother-in-law, she's like, they're just growing pains. I'm like, okay. But it's so crazy because when I was pregnant with Aubrey, I didn't feel any of these things. And I also don't think I was that in tune with my body or that in tune with everything to even realize that I might have been feeling these things, because I literally didn't feel anything. Like, you asked me, didn't feel none of the things I feel now. A big thing is the constipation. Oh my God. When I tell you that is a legit real thing. But yeah, I will tell you guys this story. Super gross. But I'm just gonna be real and be honest, because it happens when you're pregnant. It just is what it is. But I was having bowel movements normally, and they say like you sometimes get hemorrhoids or whatever. And I literally went to the bathroom and I was on the toilet, I kid you not, for like 30 minutes. And it was so painful. And when I finished, I had hemorrhoids after that. So of course I had to like do my research, and I got the Tux wipes. And I just wiped that on there, and they ended up going away like in 2 days or whatever. But I remember when I was bathing, I don't know what I was doing, but I think I was lotioning or something. And my husband was like, what is that? I'm like, please. He's like, wait, baby, that shouldn't look like that. I'm like, don't judge me, okay? It's just my body, okay? And I can't help that it looks like that. He's very in tune with my body, and they were huge, but whatever. So the constipation was ridiculous. But they told me like drinking more water would help. Yes.
Josh is here.
Josh is here. What is he doing?
The grocery store, I think.
He went to the grocery store?
I think so.
Oh. But they said drinking water helped. So I try them. They say you should do 7 to 8. I try to get to 7 to 8. 7 to 8 is hard, guys. For me to drink that much water, super, super hard. But when I did, like, I had a day where I drank, I think 6 or 7 bottles. I was so proud of myself. I had to use the bathroom, and it was good. So drinking water definitely helps if you guys are having like constipation. But I feel like it's just a pregnancy symptom. Like, you're gonna have it with or without the water, to be honest. So and then the pregnancy acne, you guys can't tell because I'm really far away. And I think my skin's cleared up a little bit, but when I say my face, when they say when you have a girl, like, she takes your beauty, she literally takes my beauty, because my face everywhere, and it's really like my forehead and my chin is like the worst spots. And he told me that one day, my husband said, "Did you shave your beard?" And I'm like, first of all, don't have a beard. Second of all, I don't know, it would look like I was trying to like tweeze. Like, if you ever got your eyebrows waxed and like they go back and they tweeze it, and then how it looks afterwards, that's kind of how my forehead, it'll break out just like that. Here and here. You have something to say?
Yeah.
What do you have to say?
Well, I just got this crib a while ago.
Oh, her baby alive crib. And then what else did I get? I got, the dark line that goes down your belly. I literally got that like maybe my first 2 or 3 months of being pregnant, and my belly button popped out literally the first few weeks of being pregnant, which I thought was strange, because I thought that stuff like that took time. But no, it didn't take time. But this pregnancy is so different from my last one. Like, I know they say all pregnancies aren't the same, but when I say this baby is taking me for a whole nother roller coaster ride that I was not prepared for,